So here are the times in seconds that 15 people waited to be served at Rose's Garden Centre. We've been asked to draw a box plot for this information. So just to remind you then, for a box plot, we need the lowest value, we need the lower quartile, call that LQ, we need the median, the upper quartile and the highest value. So the lowest and the highest are very easy. Let's find the median and the quartiles we need to do next. So if you've got 15 people, then to find when you have an odd number of scores, if you like, then if you add 1 to the number of scores you've got, which is 15, and divide by 2, that will tell you the position of the middle score. So the middle score is in the 8th position. So we'll count along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 25 is our median score. Now, a way we can calculate the quartiles is to work out the median of the scores below the median. So if you look at the number of scores below the median, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So using the same formula, it would be 7 plus 1 divided by 2. So we need the 4th score. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th score is 15. So remember what I said there, with an odd number of scores, to find the lower quartile, it's the median of the scores below the lower quartile. And in exactly the same way, the upper quartile will be the median of the scores, I'll just highlight my highest and lowest, will be the median of the scores above the median. So there are 7 scores above the median, so we count on to the 4th again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice if you've done it right, the equal spacing between the numbers. So there are 3 numbers below the median, 3 numbers between the lower quartile and the median, 3 numbers between the median and the upper quartile, and 3 numbers afterwards. So we now need to put this information onto the diagram. So we'll start off with a 5, and we'll draw a line for the whisker. Now it's a little bit difficult for me to get it exactly right using the iPad, so I'm just doing it with my finger, but we'll try and get it as close as we can. And it's important to check the scale here, and we can see that there's one small square. There's 10 small squares between 10 and 20, so each small square stands for 1. So I now need to do the lower quartile at 14. Let's see if we can do that. It's not too bad. We need the median at 25, the upper quartile at 30, again that's quite an easy one, and the highest score at 44. We join up the middle scores, and we do the whiskers, and our box and whisker plot is done. I'll just tidy it up slightly there and just finish it off because we're going to need to compare this in a moment. But that is the box and whisker plot done. So in the second part of the question, we're asked to compare the distribution of times people waited at Rose Garden Centre and the distribution of times that people waited at Green's Garden Centre. We've got the Green's Garden Centre box plot here and the Rose box plot above. So we need to comment really about the median and the spread. So we'll start with the median, and we can see, if we look at the median in the Green's Garden Centre, then it's considerably lower than the Rose's Garden Centre. So we'll simply say that on the median of Green's is less than Rose. You can actually say by how much. You can tell that from looking at the diagrams. So we can say by 4 seconds. We can see up here that it was 25 and here it's 21. So a 4-second difference in waiting time. Now commenting on the spread, we can see that the 2 measures of spread, let's have a look, the range, that's the lowest to the highest, or the difference between the highest and the lowest, well that's larger for Green's Garden Centre, and if we look at the interquartile range, that's also larger for the Green's Garden Centre. So we simply say that Green's is more spread out. And we can say that either the range or the interquartile range is larger for Green's Garden Centre, and that will get you the marks.